Well, maybe we'll see something like that in this game number 2 as we hop right into it. Amel and Malrine just kind of joshing around in the all chat again. Love to see it. Hopefully Falcons aren't in too bad of spirits. They're not out of things just yet, right? They still have a chance, potentially reverse sweep, keep their streak alive. But like you said, Adam, the season has been grueling. It's been back-to-back tournaments. Haven't really had a time to sort of back up, reset, and try and figure out what's truly wrong or what's slowly dragging them down a little bit. Quick look at the facets. Nothing too crazy. I guess the only talking point really is just the seeing red, but that at this point, if you watch Amar Bristle, that's the only thing he goes for. Not Believer and it's not Rocket.
I'm wondering how this top lane will go, because Bounty has a win lace. I think maybe even expecting to kind of mess with the waves here. I don't think this TBCM lane is actually pretty damn strong compared to the Dazzle Bounty, I think.
Right.
Not sure you can actually fight into this. See how Boom chooses to approach this.
Kind of one of the potential downsides of the Dazzle. 3-for-1 rune trade. Malrine able to get the advantage over Tims there. Was not in position. A nice little light lead for them gold-wise early on. Not sure how much that's actually going to affect things in the lane though.
Tims is stalking him. Jabs is there too. This might actually be a kill. Mr. Maiden in trouble.
He can TP out.
Talked about the bounty counter.
TP. I mean, the TP is not even a bounty counter. It's just that he's level 1 and his level 1 Shadow Wall.
It's a counter for now.
Yeah. I mean, the counter to bounty seems to be strong lanes, right? If he's not really able to contest you along with his offlaner, suddenly his offlaner's not getting a lot done. He can't really do much as well. So let's see whether this CMTB can actually put on pressure onto Jabs.
I wonder how lanes are gonna go. I can't imagine bottom's gonna be any pressure for either side. Probably see Amar start just cutting waves at some point. Crit is gonna take a lot of damage though. Zhao bullying him a little. Offlane Dazzle. Who's the last person that played this? Saberlight?
I think so. It must have slipped through the cracks once or twice more, but can't imagine many teams are too happy leaving that in the pool. Just hit such a disgusting timing.
I'm really curious to see this Ricky interaction against the Dazzle. Like, is it actually that good to the point like, oh, you can't grade your teammates? Is it like worth? Is it a counter? Because it's all about the A right before this.
Yeah, my main thought immediately is just that if you put the Ricky in a core role, he gets Diffusal at such a quick pace, especially with 1 or 2 kills early on, that he can just run over the game before you're ready. Because we see a lot of these offlane Dazzles, it feels like the only item that makes sense is the Axe Rush, and then you want to get Blink, you want to get BKB just to keep yourself safe. But before you get to that point, you're very susceptible, and apart from the Shallow Grave, there's no save on Boom. Their save involves Stone Gaze, run forward, try and kill whoever's punching their Dazzle, right? So it could be a whole sort of duel situation here. But Amel, speaking of duel, getting the better of Malrine in this early stage. No surprises, given that it's a Slada versus melee matchup. Very few of these that the Slada will lose in the mid lane.
Malrine doing fine so far. Armel probably gonna get both runes since the wave is just kind of doubling for him. It's just hard to push out, right? As Ricky as well. But I think if Malrine gets away with like a maybe 40-60 lane phase, I think he'll be pretty happy here. Crit taking a lot of damage. Zhao's level 2.
Uh-oh. Is Zhao just gonna auto-attacking that one? One last dual breath, Fairy Fire. We can just chase up to the high ground. The auto-attack, not enough. SLTP out from Crit. Wastes quite a bit of time and resources. It doesn't really change the state of this lane. I don't think that Amar really gets pushed out here.
He'll be happy to get some solo leveling down here, but Muerta's gonna be kinda under level cover. Oh, that's a nice heal.
Solo leveling mentioned. Arise.
Arise. Oh, damn, you got it. Welcome back.
You mean the Magnus player, right? Smile.
Smile. Jabs is... What's he looking to do here? Just wants to apply pressure. Tim's messing with the creep wave. Looking for a heal bomb.
Yeah, they're just trying to find an angle to collapse the creeps on and get a nice little shadow wave. They're doing a good job pushing Skeeter away. With this poison touch, he can't step back up to where Jabs is positioned extremely aggressively. They're doing a great job denying the space. Snaking.
You want to be there,
a bit of a pickle.
Just Lotus and stick on Jabs too.
That's his one who needs to be careful. Turn around for the poison touch. Oh, big stick, big Lotus as well. And he actually survived.
He get the heal damage.
He might go down first. First blood drawn by Skeeter. Outduels the Dazzle. Snake King might drop the last bit of damage. He survives it. I'm not gonna lie, that Glacial Guard facet actually made such a big difference in that engagement.
Yeah, I wanna ask, is this a normal facet? Because I saw it and I was like, I've not seen this interaction. I feel like people take this facet, but I haven't like seen it do something, you know?
I mean, it's mostly just helped CM trade quite a bit in lane because of that additional physical barrier, but it's very, very nice as we saw there. It was the difference maker. I think the only other option with CM Facet is the Arcane Overflow, where you basically try and get spell amped at the cost of insane mana. That's just not feasible, right?
Yeah, I guess not. It's hard to use. Team doesn't really benefit from anything as well. I feel like that was such a nice goal, right, by them. I thought Skira was dead for sure, but I think Jabs kind of messed up the heal. Like the heal bomb didn't hit or something.
Yeah, also, I think that he stuck around a bit too long to try and get more auto attacks off, because Tim's was still full HP, right? Tim's could have gotten it done. He didn't need to sort of risk himself there, but really nice low bait play there from Skeeter. In this bot lane. I was saying how he doesn't really get pushed out, but he's going to stand his ground. At least get a trade kill onto Zhao there. Crit will be the one to secure it, and the Medusa is extremely low. 17 one charges available, but doesn't... Oh, well, yeah, okay. Well,
low, no more.
Anyway. 17 one charges gone.
Worth.
Yeah.
Lane's going pretty nice for Boom, barring the first blood on Skeeter. For Skeeter, sorry. It's gonna pull the waves around. Tim's level 4. Damn, he's actually so high level because of the kill.
Snake King needs to be so careful because they're doing a good job for now, using the Terrorblade illusions to make sure the creep equilibrium doesn't get too wacky. But if Snake King steps out of line, one just Shadow Walk stun into Poison Touch, and unless Skeeter can boss up again with that Metamorphosis, it's unlikely that Boom are gonna back off.
Armel's level 6 now, looking for the rune, but Maureen has an Invis rune, so Armel maybe not realizing that he's still level 5.
Caught him by surprise a little bit there. This is the counter that we talked about. We literally talked about the Riki counter. It is Bounty Hunter, Track, and Corrosive Haze. My goodness. These heroes are not only going to be spotted, they're going to be killed even quicker too.
Yeah, we'll probably see a lot of the minus armor build up later on. It's also really nice to have against Bristleback. I think that's something it's quite a big interaction as well. It's having all this ability to kill him while he's facing the front. Tim's making a move here. Use that shot.
A little bit awkward. Amar is full HP though. Tims is here. We want to set up onto the Moeta first. Know she's an easier target to take down. But Amar, that's going to allow him to stack up quite a bit of quills onto poor Tims. Snake King has joined the fray as well. Going to come in, punish the Bounty Hunter. Up the dust, they might be looking for more because Malrine showed up to the fray. Now slowed up by the Blood Grenade. He is not moving anywhere. Malrine secures himself the first kill of the game on that Riki. Gets ever closer to that defusal. That's the timing that I'll be looking out for on Falcons.
Nicely done. It's a lot of pressure. Nice TP from Snare and Malrine Jabs. No catapult up here. It's because TB managed to clear it, so no pressure being able to trade. Malrine's still hunting here though.
It's gonna be nice. Again, a lot of one charges. Gonna pop them up now, and Jabs threatening the TP over to save him. That voice will be okay for now.
They're going again. There's a scan from Boom though. Big boys. Needs to hike it out of here.
Well, he's making it out for now. I don't know whether the same can be said for Crit. Getting hunted down in the mid lane. They're gonna play around Armel. Get that kill easily. The Blood Grenade's gonna finish him off. Zhao with the damage over time, and even though they're trying to hunt down the Medusa, she's long gone. Gets through the twin gates up to the safety of a Dazzle's embrace.
This mid tower is dead to Armel.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy. Malrine's also level 6 now. Look at him, how he's playing. He's just trying to follow his Medusa. It's not much he can do against this Slaughter.
If they get the touch on him, it'll be pretty nice reflection of the slow, but Jack Boys, he knows that the only play they can make is onto him. He's run all the way up to the top lane. Suddenly no hero showing bot. Oh, I wonder where they could be.
He's actually gonna go to the triangle now. He literally went from the bottom small camp pool to the gate to top lane to the triangle. He's almost done the full circuit once he goes back to mid lane.
If I'm not wrong, he actually applied for a tour with the travel company. That's why he's seeing the sights of the new Wandering Waters map.
Ouch.
This, oh, the physical damage. He does so much for being a high armor hero. Now, Tims will get traded out in the bot lane. As much as Boom are finding avenues on the map, they are not losing out completely on Falcons. Right? Falcons are still finding some kills, still getting Malrine involved, even though it has been a painful process. He's the bottom net worth core right now on this Riki. He needs just a little bit more juice to get towards that defusal.
Yeah, Falcons doing what they can, just trading, realizing that it's kind of hard to fight into Boom right now. Slowing down the game, chasing Jackie around, enabling Amar. Not too far behind, even though Boom looks like they are clearly the winners of the laning phase.
About free bounties to grab. Didn't do his job there, but we see the triangle of Boom. There are some nice stacks. Makes sense when you're a Medusa, but I wanted to highlight the fact that Falcons, as per usual, have stacked their own triangle to the brim, right? They're preparing that for Amar. That seems to be the name of the game. Just enable Amar. Even this Terrorblade, down the line, we've seen it time and time again when Bristlebacks are picked. You dump so much damage into him only for a Sunder to come out and Amar basically gets a full reset. Falcons, they're going to try and gear up for a game state where they can put Amar in front and have him not worry about a thing, even with this overwhelming physical damage from Boom.
Yeah, you're right. And Tims, because of Jackie being in the triangle, Tims gets level 6 now. I wonder if we'll see Boom try to make a move. They might just wait for Amar's dagger, but that was gonna give time for Amar to just do what Bristleback does. His giant stack.
These are very typical stats. In fact, I know that this UI is lovingly coded by the hard-working people at Fissure. But honestly, even if you just reuse the Falcon stats over and over, it would make sense. Crit stacks like 5 to 6 to 7 camps every single game anyway. Right? Like, that's just his MO.
You're playing with Bristle. That's your life. Committed. Tims, meanwhile, just gonna continue whole bot. Surprised you didn't see Jackie like kind of walk back down here. I guess he is the only one that can farm the left triangle. So Armel's gonna be moving around the map. Almost dagger. Almost. I love this NC cam, by the way. The purple boys.
Yeah? The Prowlers? You're a fan?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It's kind of disgusting of you to say
such
and
a-
admit out loud.
Hey. No, you need to understand, okay? I have a story behind this. Okay, so we were playing a scrim, okay? This was with Firo in Bears in 2017. It was me.
2017? What the
Is it
hell?
20?
Half
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this Twitch chat's not even born yet.
That's true. Was it 2017? I think it might have been end of 2016, like after TI. No, it was 2017. Okay, we were called Bears. It was Foref, me, Fada, Yapsor, and Firo.
Okay.
And Firo was playing SF, okay? And at this point in time, the mid lane, the ancient camp was beside the mid tower. Do you remember this at all?
I remember
Were
this.
you born yet? Okay. So what happens is he walks bottom to like kill a neutral camp, and then he clicks back to the mid lane. He's a full HP SF, okay? It's like maybe he's like level 6 or 7. He clicks back to the mid lane. For whatever reason, he's pathing, walks past the boys.
Yeah.
And he just dies
Prowlers.
full to 0. And until today, I will never forget. It was actually so funny because we were watching his player perspective in review. I'm totally going to ignore this kill. But watching in replay review, it's like his player perspective is just on the mid lane, full HP, and then 3 seconds later, he's dead.
It's kind of like what happened to Crit right here.
Crit
He
lasted
managed to
longer than
survive 3
Firo.
seconds with the PR. Yeah, I think Crit lasted longer than Pyro, probably. But yeah, Prowlers. I know a lot of people are a bit upset that they're reintroduced, but I don't mind, you know. I think neutral camps need to pack a little bit of a punch. People complaining about how these new polywogs and their upgraded versions are a bit too strong. Well, get over it. The forest fights back, etc.
Forest fights back indeed. Amar with the blade mill complete now. Game pretty slow so far. Malrine on his way to defusal. Scouting out the Boom boys.
This could be a good goal. Kind of got a nice little angle on Zhao. He's not going to survive this one. Now Mel's in a bit of a prickly position. Has that Leg Day to get himself out of there. Just to be able to bounce back to safety.
Snake tried so hard to steal that kill from Marine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's trying to cut off Mel, but we'll push him away. The big question is whether Boom will make it back in time to set up around the 15-minute Tormentor, because that's been sort of the big story of this patch, right? It's just about which team gets that initial advantage, and then it always feels like, okay, off of that alone, maybe you take a bad fight and the game just starts to snowball.
Indeed. I feel like this game, usually at 14, we also see this like smoke to the opponent wisdom, right?
Yeah.
A shrine of wisdom, but this game's been pretty chill so far. I guess it's a bit harder with their heroes. I think Boom also understand that they just want pick off to track.
Yeah.
Teams
Just playing it slow. That kind of seems to be the Boom, the new Boom route of, you know, gameplay. He's on the front line, will get caught out. Yeah, easy to use, nice silence. Him still surviving somehow. Beautiful setup. On the 3, they get to catch on all of them. Oh, crit, he's gonna come forward to pierce the field. Look for the last hit, Tims. Oh, you didn't need to throw that shuriken out there, I'll tell you that much, but sacrifices his life for another track kill. That's Zhao with a double. Beautiful setup there from Boom. They should be able to weasel their way over to the Tormentor now with both supports down.
as my Southeast Asian friends would say in my pubs. That's a deserve to die move.
Don't know whether Falcons, this is what they want. They'll set up around Mel here, keeping him in place. This Slardar doesn't really have the most HP left, and Malrine and Amar will get the jump. Heater's gonna come in as well. Boom, getting a bit too comfortable, thinking that they killed off the supports. They get a free Tormentor. Absolutely not. Falcons, don't let that go unpunished, and they're gonna be the ones to walk and grab that for themselves instead.
That's a beautiful setup by them, just knowing that Boom will head towards the Tormentor. Amar hiding in the trees. Arena as well. Diffusal reveal. They will get rewarded for their efforts. Jabs though. Been pretty quiet on this Dazzle. Farming Zaghanim's.
He's got it now. As well, those classic moments where you keep looking back up at your off laner, you're like, you look at Armel, you look at Jabs. They're trying to set up in the mid lane. Is there a follow-up stun? A bit too deep on Skeeter. An auto projection is just going to do some additional damage, force him back to the base perhaps. It's going to open up an avenue for them to play in the opponent triangle.
Armel's actually going for a 4-staff. I guess it's just for the Ricky. He needs it, he feels.
Yeah, out of the smoke screen. It's a bit too complicated to get out. Looking up into the triangle. Tim's going to break it again. Just the immediate track. No.
Lag.
Detection?
I don't know. I hope not.
That was a bit awkward.
Yeah, they had no detection.
Yeah, they literally were all just standing there like, oh, yeah, forgot about that. But you're not going to forget about a single thing coming out from Fissure Studios. If you be sure to follow them on their social media, be sure to type !F in chat. You get a link to all of it. Or if you're watching on Twitch, you can just scroll down, click the banner. You'll get guided there. Follow us, subscribe. All of Fissure social media. Do not miss a single bit of the action. You can say you were here when Falcons potentially got eliminated at a group stage. Now they will get a nice connection onto Armel. Get the kill before the rest of the side of Boom can come in. Arrive now and will at least punish Snake King for his transgressions. Looking for a little bit more. He'll have the dust. Hiding into the tree line. Nicely done from Malrine. Able to create the distance before the track can come out. So he will slip away into the shadows. Meanwhile, Skidder doing his God-given duty of pressuring this tower while action is happening elsewhere.
Falcon's doing such a good job of just like finding these angles to pick off in the map. Talking about how like I didn't feel the Ricky pick as much, but Marita has proved me wrong. I feel like he's done so much, even just with this like Aura of Corrosion. He had quite a poor laning stage. Armel to his tower at 8 minutes, but it feels like this Ricky is having more impact than the Slardar right now.
It's a bit weird, right? Because the setup for the Slardar, if he jumps in, it's so easy to burst him down. He kind of needs to be the one taking initiative. But speaking of taking initiative, with Esports, this is something that I thought they would just do very, very quickly as soon as the Aghanims came up. Walk into the Roche. It's a very easy grab for them.
I think this is going to be really nice for Armel if they give it to him. Kind of needs it to scale into the game. He has a shard now too, so opting to go for that slightly more scaling build instead of the self-protection.
I'd argue to say this build from Amel is perhaps the most selfless build you can go for. I feel like some other core Sladas, they want to get a bit more armor for themselves, get that armlet, maybe even buy a Midas just to ensure their own scaling. He's going 4-star, he's full utility, he understands his role in this game. Falcons still want to try and fight though. Move up. 3 members charging towards the Wisdom Shrine area, or at least the top tier 1 tower. They're not going to find anyone though.
The Lotus Orb on Amar too, so it's just strong timing for him. Removing the amplify damage is pretty nice. Maybe I can get a track back or a reverse amp onto the starter.
Yeah, I wanted to point this out. This is a very interesting build from Amar, and when you look at the items, you're going to say, yeah, of course he's going to build that. That makes sense, but I feel like so often we see offlane bristlebacks who kind of feel like they need to carry the game, just default into the Aghanims because it gives you so much scaling and damage. But he understands his role this game. He just needs to be able to stand in the front and survive. An attempted crush denied by a huge silence. The smoke screen not allowing Amel to go forward. Tims will be the casualty for that one. The reaction speed was so quick. Now the Northern projection will start to do some damage onto crit, but they've retreated up to the safety of the high ground. Falcons are fine. Very nice little setup there from them.
I wonder if giving Jackie the Aegis was a good idea here. So I feel like Starter kind of needs it to function, but maybe Jackie's just too strong right now. Once he gets the Disperser, gonna have it in time for maybe 2 minutes left on the Aegis. See if Boom try to do anything with that, because I feel like they're kind of getting picked apart right now. Melreen on this Ricky. Again, such a good job. We also see the shard come out, right? He bought it immediately after defusal, so no more saves from Dazzle. Boom kind of grouping up towards the top side a little now. Disperser almost complete.
I will say that even though Boom have done a good job this game so far, this game feels a lot closer than the previous one, where the less than 1k gold lead, but I feel like the later the game goes, the easier things get for Falcons. You're gonna get to the point where Amar becomes such a raid boss that's difficult for you to deal with. You talk about how Jackie, you know, he is a Medusa, and he can reach that stage of being the, okay, you can't touch me. But I wonder whether he's gonna reach the point of doing enough damage to threaten Amar.
Maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he just burn all his mana.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the logic behind the build here.
Good old Thompson Diffusal Gyro special.
More towers being traded. Both teams a little hard to set up into each other. Falcon, we see they only can really find the holes of pockets to get pick-offs in. If Boom don't run there, well, team fight's kind of non-existent for both sides. Also, how often do you see this? There's 20 minutes and there's 4 shards on Falcons right now.
A lot of work to do if they want to force out the game 3 for now. Still not much interaction with this Medusa. Maybe this is why they gave her the Aegis. They were intending to go onto the high ground. He comes in, making a Melreen jump forward. The Aethos to hold him in place, but not in time. Trying to channel the freezing field. This is such an awkward attempt from Falcons. What are you trying to do here? Melreen is just going to bait his teammates in a little bit. He burns up. 2 heroes already down. The Medusa's coming back in the second life. You popped the meta already, but the projection's still protecting her. 4 staff away. They're safe. Nothing happened. They barely lose a thing. That was the whole point of using the Aegis. There was basically like 1 minute left. That was such an awkward setup there. Again, fellas, you are watching the official stream. Fissure Universe Episode 4 brought to you by Fissure Studios, and you might just be watching, I won't say history being made, but something we haven't seen in a long, long time. Falcons losing their grip a little bit on what they need to do to win this game.
I felt like the game was looking pretty good for them, but again, just kind of hard to start the fight, right? We see Boom's unit come into play now. 4 star for Jabs as well, and Armel. It's just gonna get a little bit harder here and there. Wait for the dead shot.
They're all tracked up. Like, how do you even take a fight? And one of the things we didn't mention about this Falcons draft is, again, they're kind of lacking catch, right? Last game, it was so much down to Amar on his Mars to set up an arena and get Malrine in a position, get Skeeter in a position. Sure, the Alchemist was able to step up in some cases and get an early stun or Abyssal off, but they just didn't have the lockdown to bring down these heroes. You're seeing that come into effect now. That might have been why the 4-staff was opted for by Armel. All you need is a bit more mobility, a bit more save, and you just slide out of trouble. Falcons, they have no way of keeping you any further than maybe an Athos or a Frostbite. That's it.
Falcons gonna smoke up here. No meta though for Skeeter. They're just feeling like they need to get back some of their map. It's pretty obvious though. Jack Boys was pushing out the mid lane with his illusions. Skeeter's gonna have to show now. Who's gonna run into who? Teams.
It's caught out. That's been the story of this series. Tim's the first one to drop, but Falcons, they don't feel fully confident about continuing to initiate. They'll regroup, back up, maintain vision control of this area and start setting up here. Boom, without their bounty hunter, they have no reason to really contest. They'll just give up this space.
Can I just complain a little about how annoyed I am by Tim's item build? I feel like if anyone should have a 4-staff, it is him. Right? He's the one going in first. Like, don't you want to turn around? Like, what's this mech for?
Maybe just the Greaves to shrug off the Athos eventually. Or maybe the Frostbite.
He's definitely getting a 4-staff, man. Or Ghost Scepter, I can see that too.
I mean, no one else is getting Greaves. Maybe he just thinks, okay, I'm Aura bot this game because Japs wants to build a bit greedier items, right? Japs has the 4-star for himself.
I feel you, but he did. He walking in, you know? You feel me?
No, I feel
Gotta
you.
survive.
But I think that's his job this game, don't you think? As Falcons will be able to position themselves around the Tormentor. Because one thing we haven't mentioned yet is Malrine picked up the shard already. And this is what we said from the start was the whole point of the Ricky pick, right? He pops the smoke screen down, and if it's on top of Tim's, if he doesn't have his own 4-staff, he can't get out. But that means it's even more important for heroes like Amel, heroes like Jabs to have their own 4-staff so they can save him. Because your teammates won't be able to do it.
He opts for the Ghost Scepter instead of the 4-staff now. Boom, looks like they want to make their counter smoke. Check Boys just have to show though. Has the Shadow Blade going to a Silver Edge, so their plan is probably to just try to burst down Amar. I'm not sure if they can do that though, because smoke screen obviously there's a miss chance.
Yeah.
So again, not really their timing yet, but we'll see what they can find with this. Amar might show in the mid lane here. Or is gonna show in the mid lane here.
Ruh-roh. Watch out. Lotus available. He's just biding his time. Still pretty healthy. Yeah, so remember how I said Bristle gets to the point where he might just be a bit too difficult to take down? I kind of think they might need a Silver Edge, and sure enough, Jackie is building it because a break is the only way they're gonna kill him. And even once they do that, he should have the SNY complete, which means that the status resist is gonna reduce the duration of the break. The window that they have to actually deal with Amar is closing pretty quickly. And as much as it looks like Boom are ahead right now, it's a slight 2k gold lead for Falcons. I kind of feel like this is one of those games where we might see Falcons do basically nothing as they have for the first 35-40 minutes, and then suddenly they pop out with their items and they're ready to go. They're in the Roach.
It's so fast, my god. As if they have the Slaughter. I think it's a big mistake by Boom giving up this Roche, but I'm not really sure if they can fight into it either. Crit also super close to this Aghanim. Something we didn't talk about, but the Fear is super nice this game. No one really has BKB.
You're relying on your Medusa to kind of bring in the damage, pack the punch here, but quiet again from Skeeter so far. We haven't seen much flashy moves from this Terrorblade, but he has scaled up himself. Working towards the Skadi just to further help in the effort to reduce the healing coming out from this Jab's Dazzle.
He basically has it, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Also no BKBs on any of the cores on Boom, so Skadi is super high value item right now.
I don't think Ruma starting to lose ground here in this game. It almost feels like they need to try and make a move, but who do they go on to? You reach the point of the game that Crit and Snaking aren't just throwing on lanes all willy-nilly trying to push them out anymore. They can play together with their team, remain relatively safe, and look at this Slada's farm. It has dropped off a cliff. I mean, sure, you can look at Malrine and say the same thing, right? All he has is an Axe Diffusal, but as long as he drops a smoke screen down, he's kind of doing his job. I guess you could say the same for Armel. If he gets a crush, get some amp damages out, it's good enough, but so hard for Boom to take a fight or feel comfortable doing so.
Falcon's definitely the stronger 5-man right now. But Boom does have good scaling. We see Jackboy's TP back. They might want to make a smoke out again. I think they just can't go on anyone except on Mar. They need to get crit, Marine, or Snake. I think those are like huge kills. Obviously not fighting into the Aegis is preferred as well. Mel trying to finish up his Aghanims. We're probably still in favor of Boom though, Mike. Even with the Aegis on Skitter. Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder why. Is that wrong?
I mean, Dota loves the Medusa. They really, really love the Medusa, especially a Medusa that's this farmed, right? Top of the net worth. And no reason to believe that Jackie would lose out in these engagements, but you gotta keep in mind there's smoke screen, there's Amar on the front lines, bring out a lot of damage.
I feel like not having him can be against smoke screen is it just makes it very hard to play. There's a glyph for pretty much nothing.
I mean, it's easy to say that, but Jackie also feels like he needs 2 or 3 more items, right? He just got the Disperser and deal with the Bristle, then he now has the Silver Edge to also deal with the Bristle, and now they're gonna try for initiation. Is still an Aegis and a Sunder available on Skeeter if need be. He can even Sunder his teammates, but not necessary. We'll at least push the side of Falcons away from their tower, so holding them off for now. And this has been an absurdly slow game. Kind of similar scenes to game number 1, where in a stark contrast, Boom were able to sweep over the map. They were able to dictate and choose fights where they wanted. You would expect them to be able to do so with a Slada and Bounty. Just clear the map, track some boys, you know, crush them, get the kill. But the way Falcons have split in the past 5 to 10 minutes, not really given Boom much opportunities, and they're the ones taking the advantage in the game now.
Yeah, Falcons just been splitting the map beautifully, right? Like we did never see Malrine in a place where he's gonna get picked off. It's really just Amar showing and TB illusions. So Boom, even though when they were strong, they couldn't really find anything. Tinch might has found Malrine. Jack Boys, he feels the smoke screen though. He's going for the MKB right now. I think this is it's the right choice. I think it's super important.
Bit of an effort here from Falcons to push back the side of Boom. Taking control of this area. They have a nice sentry spotting out Malrine. Roche isn't up for a while longer. Falcons must start pushing the meta into the bot lane. Need Jack Boy showing, the rest of Boom up around him. This is what their draft was meant to do anyway. Play around that Dusa, but on to Skeeter. 46 more seconds on the Aegis. Happy to frontline for his team. The Aghanims reveal there from the Moeta. They found Jabs. His real body was just right there. No one's gonna save him from that. And now Jack Boys, his Disperser runs out, need to use the Stone Gaze. Push them back. He's being held in place. Another dead shot luring him away to a very inconvenient location. The Medusa is left all alone and will go down. Falcons, they are not gonna go down without a fight. It took time for them to get to this stage, but they're here now, right in front of your base. Amar feeling confident to charge down Armel. The jump in from Malrine, looking to finish the job. He will slice down that fish, serve up some sashimi. Falcons pick up their prey. That looks so simple, and that's kind of the weaknesses of the Dazzle, right? You know exactly where his real body is. If you have that Aegis on Skeeter, you can just charge on forward. Who's gonna kill you?
Who's gonna kill you indeed? I mean, it just feels like Boom has not hit their timing, right? Talk about his Star providing damage, but it's not enough. This smoke screen against all his physical damage seems so good right now. Feels like Marine, as soon as he drops the smoke, there's just no way that Boom kill anyone.
This is closer to the Falcons form that we expect, just playing not 3 tanky heroes, but Amar and Skeeter count as tanky enough. Charging forward with impunity, take out 2 sets of rags, get on out of there. 14k gold lead in the blink of an eye, and again, this is probably why we weren't very convinced by this Medusa. Jackie had a very free game, farmed up a storm, was basically uncontested for most of it, but once you get down to the later parts of it, do you do enough damage? Do you have enough items? Seems like the answer's no for now. He
needs this MKB. He needs Armel to scale more, some like BKB AC. I was going to talk about these eggs on Armel. I'm not a huge fan because I feel like they can't really stand their ground. I know conceptually they can, right? Stone Gaze, there's Dazzle, but if the smoke screen is there, you're kind of in a losing battle. And that's so weird to say, right? It's a first pick Ricky. Like, how is this smoke screen so impactful? Chris been hitting some nice dead shots too. Falcons though.
Dazzle hasn't really been having the same level of impact, I must say. Jet spent most of that early game just farming up the eggs, and sure, they were able to push down some towers, but as it comes to it, just a very easy target for them to take down. To start mounting the defense here, last lane of Rags. Falcons staving off potential elimination on.
Who's helping
her? Who's helping her? Who can help her? There isn't even a grave to come out. He can't be saved. Armel is gone. You find the Dazzle in the tree. This is done. It's GG.
Just like that.
What the hell just happened? I mean, Armel, he's gonna go into the fountain. We see this a lot from his bristle. But Falcons, I mean,